Angelina Jolie's journey to becoming one of the world's most recognizable women is filled with emotional pain, hidden industry rules, and a level of pressure the public rarely sees. Born into Hollywood royalty, she entered life with the illusion of privilege. But behind closed doors, her childhood was marked by instability and heartbreak after her father John Voight's affairs destroyed her family. That betrayal left a deep emotional scar, and growing up without her father's presence created a sense of abandonment that shaped her identity. In school, she felt like an outsider, bullied for her appearance, isolated, and constantly misunderstood. She dressed in black, experimented with knives, battled severe emotional instability, and fell into substances as a teenager, openly admitting she didn't expect to survive adulthood. Acting became an escape for her, a place to channel the chaos of her mind into roles that felt raw and real, and her performance in Girl Interrupted earned her an Oscar because she poured her actual pain into the character. But entering Hollywood at a young age meant also entering the world of fame rules, the unspoken system that controls celebrities more than people realize. As Angelina's career rose, she was pressured into learning media training, where every answer in interviews had to be rehearsed and PR approved, because stars aren't allowed to speak spontaneously or honestly without risking backlash. Her relationship choices were constantly picked apart, and like many celebrities, she was surrounded by PR expectations that often shape how relationships are presented to the public, sometimes blending real emotion with strategic timing for image protection. The paparazzi culture around her became intense, and in Hollywood, staged paparazzi photos, planned walks, organized outfits, and timed appearances are used to maintain relevance or control narratives, and Angelina had to navigate that world while trying to keep her private life intact. Behind the scenes, studios and management teams enforce NDAs on assistants, glam teams, and friends, making secrecy a permanent part of a celebrity's life, because one leak can destroy years of image building, brand deals, or movie negotiations. Angelina, who already struggled with feeling misunderstood, now had to protect every detail of her life from becoming a headline. As her fame grew even larger, the pressure to always look perfect intensified. Hollywood demands what's called image dieting, where celebrities must maintain a brand-appropriate personality, avoid controversial statements, and present a polished appearance at all times, often relying on glam teams that cost thousands of dollars per day just to uphold the illusion of effortless beauty. Angelina became known for her elegant, mysterious, expensive appearance, but the reality is that even the most luxurious outfits and jewelry are often loaned temporarily to celebrities as part of the fame machine, a system where stars are expected to look wealthy even if they aren't buying any of it. The celebrity world also comes with controlled friendships, where studios quietly discourage certain relationships and encourage others, and public feuds or subtle rivalries are often engineered to generate headlines and engagement. Angelina had to navigate all of this while trying to build a real life and real identity beneath the pressure. But everything changed when she began traveling to refugee camps and war-torn countries, experiencing suffering that made her own struggles feel different. These trips shifted her entire worldview and became the turning point of her life. She adopted her first child, Maddox, and later became a dedicated humanitarian, choosing to walk away from the superficial expectations of Hollywood and focus on global issues, even though the industry still tried to shape her public image through PR narratives. While helping children and families around the world, she was still dealing with the brutal private pain of losing her mother, aunt, and grandmother to cancer, which eventually led her to undergo preventive surgeries. A deeply emotional decision she made public in hopes of helping other women understand their health risks. Even as she tried to live authentically, the fame system around her continued enforcing expectations, rehearsed interviews, constant glam, rumors, paparazzi narratives, and a spotlight that never lets celebrities fully rest. Yet Angelina learned to survive it by finding purpose outside of Hollywood, dedicating her life to her children, her humanitarian missions, and her personal healing. Her painful past, combined with the suffocating rules of fame that she was forced to navigate, didn't break her. They transformed her into a resilient, empathetic, powerful woman who refuses to let the industry dictate who she is. Today, she stands as someone shaped not only by her trauma, but also by the hidden pressures of fame. And through it all, she has created a life grounded in strength, compassion, and purpose, proving that even in a world built on illusion, she chose to become something real. But Angelina's story didn't stop there. As she grew older, she became increasingly aware of how much power the entertainment industry has over the identities of its stars, and she refused to be shaped by its expectations any longer. Hollywood expects celebrities to constantly reinvent themselves, stay relevant, and maintain the kind of polished perfection that doesn't exist in real life. But Angelina began stepping back from the spotlight, choosing instead to use her influence for something deeper. She dedicated more time to her humanitarian missions, spending months at refugee camps, talking with women who survived war, violence, and unimaginable loss. These experiences humbled her and pushed her to advocate for global issues like education, gender-based violence, and children's rights. She started partnerships with world leaders, wrote powerful essays, and spoke at the United Nations, not as an actress but as a voice for those who had none. At the same time, she focused on being a mother. Raising six children with different backgrounds taught her to value individuality and culture, and she became determined to give them a childhood completely different from her own. She encouraged them to travel, learn languages, explore their identities, and understand the world beyond fame. Her home became a place of healing rather than chaos, a space where she could break the cycle of emotional pain she grew up with. While the media continued trying to pull her back into headlines, speculating about her relationships, judging her appearance, and spreading rumors about her personal life, Angelina learned to remain silent, controlled, and emotionally mature. She realized that the public didn't need access to her heartbreak or private struggles. What mattered was the stability she built for her children and the message she delivered to the world. Angelina also began focusing more on directing and writing, wanting to tell stories that mattered. Not glamorous Hollywood tales, but narratives about humanity, war, truth, and survival. Every project she worked on became a reflection of her evolution, showing how a woman shaped by trauma could transform adversity into art and purpose. And even though fame constantly tries to pull people into competition, rivalries, image maintenance, and superficiality, she chose to walk her own path quietly, refusing to play the game everyone else is trapped in. She continued maintaining her privacy, living simply, and surrounding herself only with people who brought peace rather than chaos. She no longer cared about looking perfect, being fashionable, or being the center of attention. She cared about being a good mother, a responsible advocate, and a grounded human being. Today, Angelina Jolie stands as a rare example of someone who faced the darkest parts of fame and the deepest wounds of her past but still found the strength to rise above both.